Grateful for your time. Now, the courtroom drama deepened today as the arraignment of former National Service Authority Director General Osei Asibe and his deputy, Gifty Oware was delayed over separate procedural hurdles. Lawyers for Mr. Asibe told the High Court their client was in Kumasi responding to police investigators while Ms. Oware presented a 2-day medical excuse duty. Both former officials have faced charges of allegedly masterminding separate schemes that siphoned public funds through ghost personnel and fraudulent loans. Kpebu Asante has more in the following report.
It's been a busy day in court for cases under government's Operation Recover All Loot. Two very high-profile cases that the state has filed against erstwhile NPP government officials have come before the court today, either for arraignment or for continuation of the trial. Let's start from the case involving the former National Signals Bureau boss, Kpebu Edubwahin. Lawyers for Kpebu Edubwahin had made the argument that they needed some disclosures in their bid to defend their client. The judge had dismissed that application, and Samuel Atachian, the lead lawyer for Kpebu Edubwahin, had said he was filing an appeal at the Court of Appeal. He therefore made an application for stay of proceedings pending the determination of the appeal they had filed at the Court of Appeal. This morning, Justice Nyante, presiding over the trial, dismissed that application for stay of proceedings. The stay of proceedings, which is largely an application for the court to put on hold the trial until the full determination of whatever matters that have been put before a court above the High Court. The Deputy Attorney General formally informed the court that they were discharging the third accused person in the trial, Mildred Donko. As we know now, Mildred Donko is now becoming a prosecution witness, and so today they took the steps by formally informing the court of that decision. But whilst the Deputy Attorney General was in the process of informing the court about this, the lawyer for Kpebu Edubwahin, Samuel Atachian, was on his feet with an objection. He said, in his view, the Deputy Attorney General and the state must have come by way of motion to inform the court of the decision. But the state disagreed. They said that if they came by way of motion, that would have meant that a court would have to take a decision. But when it comes to matters of discharge, it is the prerogative of the state to discharge persons that he has put before court. Ultimately, Justice Nyante again disagreed with the objection that had been raised by lawyer for Kpebu Edubwahin, Samuel Atachian, and dismissed that objection. And ultimately, the third accused person has now been discharged and has now formally become a prosecution witness. Here is what lawyer Agbaneva told journalists after that.
There are also other charges relating to the crime of stealing. And if you see, my client was not mentioned as being part of the crime of stealing. Her name only appears in counts, I think 11 or 12 or so. 10, 11, yes. So it's pretty clear that in terms of the formation of whatever has gone wrong, she was not part of that conclave, to decide on anything, So that's all I'll say.
Still in the High Court, two other cases that has caught the attention of the country is the case involving stealing and causing financial loss to the state that has been filed against former National Service Authority Director General and his deputy. In a case involving the Director General himself, Mr. Osei Asibe, the case could not happen, and today we expected an arraignment, a formal arraignment, with the plea of Mr. Osei Asibe to be taken, but he was not in court. And as his lawyer, who came to court in an African print, obviously rushing in after hearing that the case was to be called, was that Mr. Osei Asibe had reported to investigators in Kumasi as has been directed, and consequently could not be in court. And also, the charge sheet had not been served on them. The judge presiding over the trial consequently directed that the charge sheet be served together with hearing notices for the case to be recalled at a later date. Regarding the case involving Gifty Oware, she was also not in court. We understand she has brought before the court a 2-day medical excuse duty note that she is not very well at the moment and is unable to come to court, which means the formal arraignment for her plea to be taken cannot happen. And that case has also been adjourned to a later date. Reporting for Joy News, Kpebu Asante, High Court Complex, Accra.
Well, let's bring in Martin Kpebu, who is a private legal practitioner. Grateful for your time. From a legal perspective, Could these delays be a deliberate tactic by the defense?
Wow. In the absence of further evidence, I'm not able to say it's deliberate. So it means that we have to interrogate the reasons they've given. If we are not able to interrogate that, we have to accept them. That's one. Gifty Oware has a medical excuse duty. So until it has been interrogated, we have to accept that she's truly not well. Then to OCACB entry also says the investigators had asked him to report. That one, to be honest, considering the authority of the court and the investigators and the public service hierarchy of doing things, I think a court of law takes precedence over a meeting with investigators. Yes, that one. So I think I would reverse a bit and change my analysis. Generally, a court of law, an invitation from a court of law takes precedence, except that the other thing is this. They're saying that they were not served with their papers. So if they were not served, then at what point did it come to the attention of, is it the lawyer who came in there? So it looks a bit fishy. You say you've not been served. So at what point did you hear that the case was on? Okay.
Right.
Well, so in any event, today is not the end of the world. The next day would come. So perhaps we can leave it at that.
But what does today's adjournment actually mean for the progress of this particular case or these cases we're talking about?
Oh, I believe that it shouldn't cause too much of a problem because the court can always make up. You know, the Domlevo is been leading charges for a new law so that we will put firm timelines. Let's say if a criminal case starts, we must end in, say, 1 year, etc. So I believe that with today's sitting being lost, the judge can make up. We can ask for daily hearings of the case, like the Jachi Kwesin case, and then NAM 1. I think NAM 1, such an order was made. It doesn't appear it was followed to the letter, okay? But you see Jachi Kwesin's case, the trial judge at the time made an order that, yes, the case will be heard on daily basis based on the application by the Attorney General. So that's the right way to go. Citizens must get involved. Citizens must continue asking questions of the judiciary so that we will get daily trials of these cases so that they can move fast. Yes, if let's say we're doing about at least 2 hours of daily, 2 hours is reasonable. The reason I'm not saying 3 hours is that from experience in the Who Plotters case, yeah, we're doing about 3 sittings a week and 3 hours a day. It took quite a toll on us because you see, even though you hear a lot of lawyers being graduated, it takes time for lawyers to gain experience, etc. So in short, there are not enough lawyers in Ghana, right? So if you made it too onerous, the lawyers will not be able to cope health-wise. Maybe now that we've graduated a lot of lawyers in the last few years, give about 4 or 5 years for them to gain more experience. Then we can begin to tighten the laws on the in terms of the number of hours a day. But for now, I strongly back Yao Domlevo, former Auditor General's call that, look, we should quickly hurry up with a law to ensure that these cases are heard on. I mean, we should have a definite timeline that, look, this case, when it goes to court today, 17th October, then it means that 17th October 2026, the case must come to an end.
All right.
Like it's done in other countries, the US, for instance.
Councillor, thank you so much for those analysis.